March 22nd, 2021, the day 10 people were killed by a shooter at the Table Mesa King Soopers in Boulder. More than 3 years later, those families still wait for justice, though that wait is closer to an end. The jury in the trial for that shooter has now been selected, and opening statements are expected to begin today in Boulder. 16 jurors, including 4 alternates, will hear the case. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from Boulder with a preview of what's to come starting today. Courtney, good morning.
Good morning, Corey. We're about an hour away from the scheduled start of court, and we've seen some new activity out here in the last couple of minutes outside of the Boulder County Courthouse. We've been seeing people arrive here at the courthouse, attorneys and a lot of police officers. Officers were standing with long rifles around the courthouse as a convoy of white vans arrived just a couple of minutes ago. Ahmad Alissa pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity months ago, though his attorneys have acknowledged more than once he killed 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder in March 2021. The shooter faces 64 separate criminal charges. That includes 10 counts of first-degree murder after deliberation, meaning he thought about and intended to cause the deaths. That includes 10 counts of first-degree murder, like I said, but much of this trial is expected to focus on the shooter's mental state at the time of the shooting. That brings us back to that plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. The question at the center is what constitutes insanity? According to our legal analyst, it's based on a principle that goes back centuries.
The McNaughton rule, and that's the failure to be able to understand the difference between right and wrong and to have your actions conform to that understanding of what's right and what is not.
So the burden falls to prosecutors to prove the shooter did it and was not insane when he committed the crimes, and it will be up to the jurors to make a decision for each of the 64 counts against him. Here are their options. They can find him not guilty, meaning he didn't do it or the state failed to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. Another option is not guilty by reason of insanity, meaning they concluded he did it, but the defense presented credible evidence that he was insane at the time and prosecutors failed to prove otherwise. They can also find him guilty. If jurors find the shooter guilty, the judge only has one option: to sentence him to spend the rest of his life behind bars without the opportunity of parole. Again, court is set to begin at 9 a.m. today. We do have a reporter inside of the courtroom. Investigative reporter Kevin Vaughn will be there, and we'll definitely be bringing you updates on air and online as this trial begins. Live in Boulder, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
This is such a long time coming for these families. Courtney, thank you.